On today's episode, we've got 5 high-profile trailers to go over. Let's get started.
This is Off the Break Podcast, presented by Silver Screen Insider.
Welcome, everyone, to Off the Break Podcast. I'm your host, Cody, and with me are Kyle and Eric.
Morning, boss.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning.
It's going to be a quick kind of trailer showcase showdown today.
Yeah, I mean, we got 5 pretty diverse trailers.
Pretty diverse, but pretty important for this upcoming season of movies that we're having. So.
Yep, the holiday corridor is looking really good this year.
Yeah, there's going to be some great stuff, at least based on these trailers that we've been seeing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could just start at the top, go down the list. So probably, I guess, the biggest one is Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the most
sure.
anticipated of all of them.
I guess.
I think I'll start off by saying I think it looks great. Like I've been hearing that some people have been a little underwhelmed by the trailer, and I would say don't press the panic button yet, just because it's still their first trailer. There's probably a lot more stuff that they need to do to get this movie fully complete. But I think just based off these little teases that we get about who she is and where she came from and her as a character and how much growth that we're going to see in this one movie alone, I think that is just a great start to see what this character can add to the MCU.
Yeah, no, I mean, the trailer, taken it for what it is, it's fine. I'm just really numb to Marvel movie trailers now. It seemed, I don't know, it just seemed like another Marvel movie trailer.
I think
it was cool. She looks great in her costume. I'm sure the action was cool, but I don't know. I can only take so many Marvel movie trailers with a blasting 16th note bass drum and percussion explosion. It's like, okay, here's another one to check out when it comes out.
Well, I had 0 expectations for this. Maybe even below 0.
You guys are nuts.
No kidding. And,
I just don't know how you can get excited for these trailers.
I got excited because I had no expectations. I was like, oh, this actually works on me. I'm so manipulated by trailer marketing, though. I'm like, yeah, go Captain Marvel. But the things I enjoyed the most by the trailer are the throwback to Blockbuster.
Yes. I mean,
I was like, that looks like product placement, but it's not benefiting anything.
Well, exactly.
No, I mean, if that's
the
perfect, that's the most convenient way to be like, this movie's in the 90s.
And then you get the pager, you know,
right.
and I'm like, yay, pager. And then I don't know why I got so excited by that.
I was saying yay.
I just thought it was awesome.
Still love using
I
my
had
pager.
one of those. Yay.
and then seeing a young
the Samuel Jackson. Their de-aging is getting so good, though. I cannot deny that.
He looked awesome. Usually I don't like it. They look like creepy aliens with under human skin, but he looked really good. All it looked like is that they just evened out his face and filled it in a little bit more.
Right.
They did barely anything to him, and he looked 20 years younger.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
It
how
looks
far
really
it's come.
cool, but it always just makes me wonder, going forward, there's got to be some weird sort of moral implications of constantly being able to bring people back from the dead or make them look younger. I don't know, it's a strange thing to think about for me.
Yeah, I don't know, but it could make for interesting storytelling, and we'll see if this does make it a little bit more interesting for this movie. I thought the special effects in this looked great. For a first trailer, I was very impressed. I can't wait to see how far they're gonna go in this movie to explore her powers, because they're just she's supposed to be the most powerful character in the in Marvel comics and probably in the MCU too. So I just can't wait to see how full
until
they're
they
just
make
gonna
the
go
next
with this.
movie and that person's the strongest.
Nope. No, I don't. Well, probably, but
I feel that's all they can do is okay, now this person's the strongest.
Right.
And then, a couple movies down the line, okay, now this person is the strongest.
Yeah, but
it's okay.
For the time being,
so.
I loved seeing this next powerful character and seeing what we're gonna do with their story and with their arc.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it looks cool. The character, I'm sure, will be cool. It's just
Brie Larson's great.
It's just, to me, it's just kind of, it gets lost in this ocean of Marvel teaser trailers.
Yeah. I like how it's. I'm actually now getting more excited for the character of Captain Marvel. I wasn't excited before, but I like how she's a female character that's strong in her own right, and she's always been that.
Yeah.
Again, it just goes back to that last conversation we had about Batgirl and Spider Girl and all those
just
silly like pasting on a female persona onto these other characters. But she has her own persona. This is always how she's been.
I read a really funny Reddit comment that needs to come true now. But they said they hope that throughout the entire movie, there's these constant fake outs where Nick Fury's like eye comes into contact with like blades and knives and everything's just all these fake outs. And then the like post-credit scene, he just is like walking his house and he trips on a rug and just smashes it on the corner
like
of a desk. Yeah. It's like, okay, that needs to happen.
I will totally be okay with that. And like he's just looks so tough, but now we know like he just got from an accident. Like it wasn't even a cool fight or anything.
You hear him trip like motherfucker.
Yeah. Now I do want that to happen. You're totally right.
The subplot of Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
The movie you didn't know you needed.
I hope during the movie like they just have fake outs for how he gets his eye or how he gets his eye taken out. Like something's about to swing at him. He's like, whoop, ducks by accident, like not even on purpose.
Well,
he's like found a penny and like something just misses him.
Again, this is just my not knowing a whole lot about Marvel, but what was Nick Fury like before, like eye patch Nick Fury?
Probably this.
But was he like a detective or I can't really
I'm
remember.
sure he wasn't in the like upper chair of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was probably in like a
he's like somebody who kind of like keeps us on the down low and kind of like, you know, like Gordon working with Batman, even though he's not really supposed to. Does Nick Fury kind of?
It could be something like this. I don't know.
Do we just not know?
I just don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing in terms of the MCU. But there's a lot of history with the character in comics that you can look at and make your own educated guesses as well. But I think in this, he's not like the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., but he's just like an agent.
No, I didn't get that. It's just because everybody loves him so much. I mean, you can't deny Samuel Jackson's great in the role, but he's always just kind of been that like bringing the people together and giving them the commands or the orders. So it'd be kind of cool to see who he is more.
Yeah, for sure. It'll expand his character.
I forgot
a lot more.
the best part of the trailer. Coulson's back.
Yep, Phil Coulson's coming back to the MCU.
Him so much.
I thought wasn't he back in that show?
Yeah, he's on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't know how that
forget
connects.
that show.
I don't know how that connects.
They don't know either. They don't know either.
Like, is this supposed to be his like grand return, even though it's in the 90s? So it's just before he's dead.
Yeah,
okay.
It's before he's dead. And in the show, they use alien technology to bring him back. Like they basically reconstruct his brain.
It was weird.
Alien tech.
It was a weird. Yeah, the show is such a weird show. Yeah. I like it a lot more now because I think like they're really taking in on themselves to like be their own thing and not focus so much on being a part of the MCU. So the show's improved. But I'm glad to see that he's going to return to the actual MCU.
Yes.
So I guess that's...
I like my original Coulson. I don't like show Coulson.
So with Captain Marvel, we're in a sort of way, we're getting the return of him and Nick Fury and Ronan.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Ronan's coming back too.
Yeah, I mean, do we know anything about like the big bad? Is he the bad guy again? Or is he just kind of there?
I believe, from what I remember, Ben Mendelsohn is going to be the
that's right. How did I forget
villain.
that?
I forget which character he's going to play. He's not a character I recognize.
He's always a villain, but he's always great.
Right. And I think the Skrulls are also going to play a part in this as the villains as well, which I think will be interesting for future MCU movies. But for Ronan, I think he's a part of the team of Star Enforcers or whatever they're calling themselves that Captain Marvel is a part of. Then like something will happen, probably the Kree Skrull War, where he becomes the villain and becomes the villain of like the Guardians movie.
Are they different than those aliens that were in Infinity War?
Yes.
They look kind of the same.
Well, you think they look the
well, their faces. Well, I mean, one of them, because one of them has like an alien, like they're different species on that Star Force team.
Yeah,
but one of them looked like kind of like those guys. I don't know.
Oh, well, I'll have to look back.
I can't keep up with these.
Yeah, come on, man. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so I think that's just my guess based on trailer, but we'll have to see. We'll see more footage coming out.
I thought I didn't realize, and this is on me, but I didn't realize Jude Law was in it, and I'm like,
Really?
Jude Law.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah, it was
it's gonna be
announced a
great.
long time ago.
Yeah, we get Dumbledore in 2 months, and then we get more Jude Law with Captain Marvel.
I haven't wanted to know anything about this movie. I think it's just been kind of disappointed with the last few Marvel films.
Really?
Yeah, and so
You
I'm
have?
just
Really?
yeah. Well, a little bit like.
I mean, I guess Ant-Man and the Wasp I can understand. I mean, it's nothing special. It was fun, but
Yeah, I thought Avengers was okay. I love Black Panther.
yeah.
I don't like where they've taken my Captain America. So I've just been a
Yes,
little
we
like,
know
ugh.
this.
We've
we know
had-
this.
we've had
Well,
that
he'll be dead
So-
soon enough, and then
No,
you can
stop.
forget and move on.
No, he'll never be dead.
Oh, he's gonna get torn apart
No.
limb from limb.
Oh, you're
Jeez.
so mean. Now I know who's heartless in this tripod here.
It's no longer me.
two rotten legs,
it's no longer me.
It's time to go.
rotten to the core, both of you. Okay, whatever. Point is, I just haven't wanted to like get too invested in these.
No, I
So-
understand. Maybe that's a better way of phrasing how
Yeah.
I'm coming at this. It's not. I wouldn't say numb. It's just I don't get excited about like trailer. Like there's gonna be a trailer released
yeah,
for this movie. It's like okay, it's like another Marvel trailer.
yeah.
Well, it's
I know the exact tone the trailer's gonna have.
it's
Yeah.
probably a saturation thing.
Yeah. Oh, it absolutely
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's always how these things work. You know, I'll feel not motivated or excited, but then I'll still go see it and be like, okay, that was pretty cool,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll never see it again.
Sadness.
I have yet to watch any of those again. Although I did watch
Any of them?
Well, I watched Captain America a lot, but yeah, I just don't.
In my
watch 'em.
experience, there are very few amount of Marvel movies that I like rewatching.
I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched both of those a lot. I've watched Black Panther a couple times.
I still need to watch on Netflix. I haven't gotten around
Yeah.
to it yet.
I haven't even watched it again either. As much as I really enjoyed it, I just feel like I don't need it again.
Yeah, that's fair. My mom just recently watched it. That was her exact. She's like, I'm glad I watched it. I don't need to see it again. Now I can be a little bit more in the loop when it comes up around Oscar season.
This is probably the nerdy fandom me because I'm just baffled right now. Like I'll watch a lot of them again. Like even some of the not so great ones, I'll be like, sure, I'll sit down and watch
To
it.
me, just so much of it comes with being in that participatory, like the theater experience with all those people who are so gung ho about it.
That's so much
Because
better.
their enthusiasm is infectious. It's like
Yeah.
it's like okay, I know that I'm gonna enjoy this a lot more if I see it in the theater for
Yeah,
my first time than
sure.
if I wait and watch it at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it is.
And it's hard to replicate that again because
It's
you're
impossible.
just not as excited
Yeah, it's
when you're
impossible.
going through, the library on your TV and you're like, I'm just not as excited anymore.
Well, when
to
you're at
see that.
home, the spectacles aren't as like jaw dropping, like whoa, and the
Yeah.
jokes, you're not laughing out loud usually. Sometimes you can, but I
Yeah.
feel like most people when they watch movies alone, you're gonna laugh a lot less. You'll like blow air out of your nose,
Yeah.
as Bo Burnham
Very
would
Yes,
say.
for sure.
Very
But,
descriptive.
That's
Eric.
not bad. It's not bad, but I'm just saying the experience it's just not the same, and
Yeah.
that's what these movies are mainly for, in my opinion.
that theater
is that
experience.
participatory experience with
Yeah, that's fair.
with these very enthusiastic fans.
I think also some of us who are just right out of college, everybody in the room, don't have time.
Fresh out of college.
Yeah, right, fresh out of college, don't have time in the day, given other priorities. So when I do
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
movie going time, I usually want a new experience.
Yeah.
I
it's
usually
totally.
don't want to like retread old stuff.
Yeah, all that makes sense, but you guys are still crazy. Hey.
Okay, what's that? Oh, well, another Disney movie.
Yeah.
Next up is
We'll
Mary
get Disney
Poppins.
out of the
or
way.
Mary Poppins Returns.
Mary Poppins Returns, this time with Emily Blunt.
I thought the trailer was great. I thought it was really cool.
Oh my gosh, the quality was so good.
When
and
when they
had
brought in the actual like the 2D cartoons and stuff, I was
the
I
like,
was very
tone, the
impressed.
texture,
I was like,
everything.
damn.
That.
the trailer did give me this weird feeling like it was like exactly the same story as Christopher Robin.
I
Yeah.
will
That
admit,
was like the
Disney
exact-
does do that a lot. They do that same story a lot, but they do it so well.
Yeah.
most of the time.
This time maybe it's because Christopher Robin's still pretty fresh in my mind, but
yeah,
I'm watching
exactly.
it and
That was
it's-
like the last
it's
really
it's
big movie.
the same characters, but now they're like old and cynical and jaded.
I know.
And it's like what like I don't know what happens to you.
You tell me that little boy who jumped into a cartoon world with that really nice nanny is now old and bitter. I don't believe it for a second.
At one part in the trailer, he says something like, well, "You can't be peddling these lies" or something.
And I was like,
dude, you saw all of this.
You had tea on the ceiling. Like, what are you talking like? But I'm sure it'll be a nice, cute story.
No, other than
it'll bring that magic that Mary Poppins once had.
Other than that pretty safe fallback story of the Christopher Robin route, I thought it looked fantastic. Emily Blunt looks perfect.
Oh,
Dick Van
she's
Dyke is
amazing.
dancing.
Yep,
You can still dance. I'm gonna be cheering when that part of the movie comes in the theater. I'm just gonna be so happy.
No, everything about
him.
it was impossible to not like smile while I was watching it.
Absolutely.
I think it definitely, though, now seeing it, I was always worried it played to an older adult.
Yeah.
And I think it still does. Like, maybe little kids will like it. I don't see the appeal for little kids. I think.
Well, what was who appeal for Mary Poppins, like the first one? Like, what audience was it really appealing to?
I think it appealed to little kids. The first one did. Because most people that I talk to now are like, "Oh, I loved that as a child."
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, obviously, this is for the nostalgia factor and to go back to a property that was once popular and beloved. So obviously, adults will like it, but you don't think it will appeal to at least some kids?
Oh well, there'll always be some kids out there it'll like. I just
Parents
think
can be like, you will watch this and you will like it.
Well, that was my mom, so yeah.
I think just the general audience, that it's just a different context. Like, kids are experiencing different animated movies and things today that are really geared more towards them, that kids, I think, when Mary Poppins came out, didn't have before.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's definitely
it's a
true.
whole,
Yeah.
like,
And
context change.
I can't deny that. But part of me wonders if just like the simple fact of seeing this like really fantastical blend of these real people, but this hand-drawn animation is gonna be kind of like the selling point for a lot of like younger kids.
Maybe,
Because and there's just something about animation that's kind of timeless with kids. Like, I wouldn't say that kids nowadays aren't gonna love classic animated Disney movies. Like, they all hand-drawn ones. So I think getting that element in there, it'll be something that maybe nowadays there's not a lot of things to compare it to.
Yeah. I think maybe that's
more
what my problem
more of its
is.
own thing. So, but yeah,
I don't want
wonder.
to fall into this trap, because I think a lot of people that criticize Mary Poppins want to see Disney fail on something, and I don't think I want to see that, and I don't think that's where it's coming from. I genuinely am concerned, like, when I go to book this thing, am I booking it for a holiday audience that's a general audience? Probably. Am I booking it to make sure I get little kids in there? Probably not. It's probably more of a family
I'm putting the benefit of the doubt in the power of the animation and the songs.
And the songs.
Yes. Kids love their songs.
They
True.
do actually really love their songs.
Emily Blunt also looks terrific as this.
She does look great in it. And
As
she really
she's Mary Poppins. Yeah, as Mary Poppins.
Right.
She looks great as Mary Poppins.
use your words, guys.
And
I
Ben
don't know
Wheatley.
how to use words.
I love Ben
ever.
Wheatley too. He'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks cute. It'll be a perfect Christmas movie. You really need an all-around family audience movie at Christmas, and that's it's well timed. It's just, you wouldn't go into it without having some reservations. But
That's totally fair.
I can't play multiple screens of just Aquaman and Bumblebee at Christmas. I need something else.
Those Christmas weekends are going to be so crowded, though. Like, it makes me wonder, like, which movies are going to move or which movies are just going to flop.
I don't think anything's moving at this point, but
Yeah, not everything can succeed though. So
Yeah.
it is going to be interesting to see the, just the displacement of people's money.
Words.
It's too early for this.
So maybe why it's probably a good idea on Universal's part to move Grinch to November, which they just debuted a third Grinch trailer.
Oh, segues.
Yep, they did.
I wasn't too high on like the first trailers that they did. I thought it was just like a couple of scenes, like long scenes just placed together, and they were like, they're a trailer. But this one I actually felt like was a legit trailer to sell me a movie. So I think it looks great. Like, I think
It was a
Illumination
well-made.
did a great job.
I think it was the best edited trailer yet for a movie that I still don't want to see.
Yeah. And we're hearing from the other rotten core in the group. I don't want to go see Grinch. Come on.
You Grinch.
I'm
You
so-
didn't want to
yeah.
see it like a
Oh my
couple
gosh.
weeks ago.
I've always wanted to see it. It looks so good. I'm so excited for it. Benedict
Yeah.
Cumberbatch is the voice. I thought that the
His
first
voice
couple
is pretty good.
trailers were good, but I could see where people weren't enthused by them because they were a
Yeah.
little on the boring side. But I like the jokes that were in them.
Well, I think a lot of the thing too, with especially with movies, have a lot of animation or VFX shots and stuff. The early trailers are, they're not as far into the
Right.
post
They're just
production,
what's
obviously,
done
so they kind of
first.
have to show what they have ready.
yeah.
And so now naturally, a lot more of the movie's done, so they can show different scenes and different. It looks crisper. Everything about it looks more polished and like it's all coming together.
Oh, I think it looks so cute. I can't wait to take my son to it. He's gonna love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It does look pretty cute.
It'll be
It
nice
looks
to
so
have
cute.
this
I love.
story. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Go
I was gonna
ahead.
say I love how they added it's not just the Grinch and his dog Max, but they've added this bovine.
Yeah.
Character.
He did get a laugh out of me at the very end when he just kind of nuzzles his head into
he
into
gets on the bed?
Grinch's neck. And I'm like, okay, that was very cute.
Yeah. What the whipped cream that coming out of the nostrils in the
That's
first
just
couple
gross.
trailers?
Ugh. Every time I saw that, I was like, ugh.
I thought it was
I
funny.
hate when stuff comes out my nose.
I mean, it is a weird feeling.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
It just sounded weird that you said it, but I was like, yeah, no, I mean that's fair. Stuff
Yeah,
out
you
your
think
nose
about
is
it.
not fun.
You tell me you like it when you laugh and milk shoots out your nostrils.
No, it's
No.
not a good feeling.
No.
Yeah, I
That
totally
usually
get it.
doesn't happen to me. Do you
Not
have
me
a
either,
problem?
but has it ever happened?
yes.
Yeah. Do you want it to happen again?
uncomfortable.
No.
No.
He
Just
rests his-
stating the
he
facts
rests
here.
But
his
it
case.
doesn't
He
mean
makes
it's
a
not
good
funny to
point.
watch when somebody else
just
sucks it back in.
gross. Because he's
That's a weird reindeer.
if he did
moose
that on
thing.
accident and then you see his face like, oh, what did I just do? Then I would think it's hilarious.
That's
I
the
would love
next
it.
scene.
But
you don't
in the
see it
trailer,
yet.
it's like he wants to do that, and
Yeah.
that's really messed up.
That's
this guy's
weird.
this
That's
guy's
weird
into
guy.
some weird stuff.
Yeah, so I
Well-
think the story will be great to have for a new generation.
Yeah.
No, I guess that's true because we can't have the last Grinch movie be. Well, I guess you like that Grinch movie.
I do.
a
I
lot.
really do like that one.
With Jim
Oh,
Carrey.
yeah,
The
it
live
just-
action.
I only
version.
saw it that one time in theaters, and it was just scary to me. He just
It's
That's fair.
actually you
the
should
costume and
revisit
the
it.
mask
It's really
and the makeup
cute.
is scary,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all the noses that are broken upwards.
Yeah, I get it. Like there's it's a weird.
Plus,
but it's
I
so much fun.
Plus, I can't help but conflate it with the Cat in the Hat movie, which
Yeah, that's.
which is
I made sure to skip that one even when I was
man.
younger. Like that's
oh
just
man, that is bad.
that did not.
That
look
is
good.
bad. So
So unfortunately, I will give you that because
yeah,
I was brave enough though to see the Grinch. So
I'm
Don't
sure.
regret
I'm
it.
sure if I went back and checked it out, I'd be like, oh, okay, it's a good campy fun.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that though, but
this story definitely works better for animation.
absolutely
And then
something that's not quite as
right,
cheerful.
not cheerful. The last two films we have are dramatic entries
Yeah.
into the foray.
First up is the
Let's talk about the better of the two. I think.
yeah,
Beautiful Boy.
Beautiful
trailer.
boy. Oh, Beautiful Boy is so
Okay.
great.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, like you said earlier today, between this and Welcome to Marwen, Steve Carell's just wanting us to never have dry eyes again.
No,
Like,
he wants me to cry. It's
He's like,
terrible.
and I
"Not
will.
funny anymore."
oh, I will.
It's like, I moved on from The Office, and now I just want you to cry tears.
No,
Real
it's still
tears
it's
of sadness.
It's Michael and Holly just trying to
Yeah.
set
Yeah,
their
that's-
son on the right track.
Like that's also really depressing to think about, especially if you're an Office fan. You're like, I know it's not a part of the Office lore, but it's still
Yeah.
sad to think like that could be a future.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's. I'm sure that'll be a lot of people's headcanon. They'll be like,
Oh yeah.
man, Michael should have stayed at Scranton.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, Steve Carell is so good, and Timothy Chalamet is only going to get
Oh,
better
he's-
and better in his
yeah.
career if he just keeps making the right moves like he is. Like, I think this trailer is also pretty solid. Like the first one was great, and this one,
Well, the thing I loved about the
It's
two
so
trailers,
good.
because I watched them back to back, and the first trailer is a lot more. Like the tone of it is,
dour.
yeah, it's the emotional state that the dad's in. Is what I got
Yeah.
from it. It's this very, very broken, desperate feeling, but he's still like, what can I do? But then this trailer here has a little bit of that, but a lot more. It's a lot more triumphant, I guess, because like it gives you the feeling that like, don't worry, like this family can pull together.
They also show the son's side of his situation in quite a few spots, and I like that too, because I don't want it just to be the father's story. I want it to be...
No, it's based on both of their memoirs.
Yeah, exactly. So let's show both of their sides. Let's see both of their struggles. Let's see that there's conflict not with just one person's situation, but with like different viewpoints and different people. And I think that worked well. All that worked well in this trailer.
Yeah. What did you think, Cody?
As a mother, it was a lot more challenging thing to
sure.
watch. Like,
Yeah.
it really just gutted my heart.
I can't even imagine.
I just wanted to wrap my arms around him, Timothy Chalamet, and just be like, "It's okay, it's okay. We'll take care of
Don't
you."
worry, you can do
Like,
that vicariously when Steve Carell
oh my gosh! And
inevitably does that many times.
I just like felt so much for Steve Carell, like as a person and a parent that really loves their child. You never want to see them struggling, and you secretly hope that your love will be the thing that triumphs for them. But you can't. Like, they've got to make those decisions, and they've got to find their worth in themselves.
Yeah,
and
you can't always help your kids.
no, and they've got to battle their addictions and demons themselves, and you just hope that, like, you want so much for your love to be their like guiding light, and sometimes it's not, and that I don't want to see that. I just want to live in this nice world where I know that
and I'm
me
sure
loving
it has
my
a
child
happy
more
ending.
will help.
It has a happy ending.
It was nice to see a parent, though, like, not dismiss their child, but fight for them and just tell them that they love them so much. That's why they're fighting for them. And I really liked that.
It's going to be hard for this movie to find like a target audience, but I think when people watch it, it'll relate to a wide variety of people. Like it hit hard for people like Eric and myself, and then it hit hard for a mother like you are, and I think it'll expand that even more. So it's great to have stories like these where if people really gave it a chance, like they can see that
I think the scene
it can touch
yeah.
many different people.
I think the scene that got me was when he was telling him he loved him when he was a little boy, and then it cut.
Oh, it shows him at
when
the
he
different...
looked away,
Yeah.
and then it cut to him as like this young adult that's just so broken, and you could tell that he was broken as a little kid, and it just, these are like the consequences.
Yeah.
It's cut together really well.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, and like
that
he's
was
saying,
so powerful.
I forget what he's saying is, I wanted you to have like an amazing life, do great, amazing things, but now all I want is for my son to not die.
Yeah.
And it's like them walking in the alley, and it's like, oh my god.
Like the alley in the rain, right?
Yeah.
So that,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, powerful. And it's very topical. I mean, addiction is
Oh yeah, no,
becoming
these
this
issues
huge
never
issue.
go away,
And-
unfortunately.
and and it's definitely an issue that lots of families across the U.S.
Mhm.
It's interesting to see in this an affluent family struggling just as much as like a poor family
Right.
would. The
Oh, absolutely.
emotions
Those things
transcend.
Happens to anyone
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be good. Oh my gosh.
to have a story.
I don't know
told
if
like
I
this.
could. Yeah. I
October
don't know,
12th.
as a parent.
You have until then to brace yourself.
Oh
Just take your
Oh.
boys.
no.
Be like,
Oh,
please don't do this to me.
Right. I don't think they need to see their mom bawl her eyes out. Like, are you okay?
Well, if you don't want to take him to that, you could take him
Grinch.
to the girl in the spider's web.
Oh god. No. Oh, I don't even want to take myself to that movie. It looks so they're not my type of film. They're just
That's
very
fair.
very dark, serious, and I know she's strong, like she is
Oh,
working
she's a badass
for
character.
for women. She's very strong, but she's like this like
It's a woman who
damaged
hurts men who hurt
strength.
women.
Yeah. She's just this so damaged, and that's just hard for me also to watch.
Yeah. No, that's
I
fair.
like it.
I think it looks cool, it's stylized and everything. It's, yeah, I don't know. I'm of course I'm going to be biased because I read the books and I really liked the David Fincher movie. I still haven't seen the original Swedish ones or the
Right.
miniseries, which I feel like I really need to. That's probably like blasphemy for me to consider myself a fan of this.
Yeah,
But
people really like that.
a lot of
Swedish
people say
version.
that they're better.
Yeah.
'Cause, I think it was originally a miniseries that was like 6 or 8 hours long, and then they kind of edited them to make the actual movies.
Oh, okay.
And then the David Fincher movie came out.
right.
But yeah, totally admitting to my bias. I just don't buy Claire Foy as Elizabeth as much as I bought Rooney Mara or
Yeah.
even what I saw of Noomi Rapace in that role.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the accent. Maybe it's the the costume, I don't know. It's hard to describe because Lisbeth has a very iconic look, but that look is also, I feel like, easy to make look kind of just stereotypical. Maybe just like put her in a lot of black and make her a punk.
Okay.
And I feel like they were able to not. It didn't come across that way with Rooney Mara, but in this one, I don't know. You talk about it.
Well,
you said you liked it.
Yeah.
What did you like about it?
Honestly, whatever the reasons that Cody doesn't want to see it, I really do. It just has
uncomfortable.
I don't know. Like I like stories that make me feel like a different feeling, like as I would feel like a Marvel movie or something. Like I always want something different. I feel like this is a different flavor of movie that I won't mind checking out. And I don't know. Like its tone was really good. Like I thought. Just all of its action is good. I've been hearing great things about Claire Foy. I really haven't been able to see much of her. I still have yet to see her show. Yeah. So I want to at least see something to know like what the buzz for her is about. So hopefully this is it.
You'll see her in First Man.
That's true. I guess I'll see her in First Man before this. But in like a leading role though, I wouldn't mind checking out. That's fair. So I don't know. Like I think the trailer was cut well. Was done enough to sell me on the movie, and
I definitely
that's what it's
think
supposed to do. So.
It was better than the teaser for sure. It toned down the uncomfortableness, but that scene where she's, I don't know if it's her or what, is in that black latex that they suck all the air out.
It looks so cool though.
Yeah, that's like my favorite. That's my favorite shot of the trailer.
Really?
But it also, it makes my skin crawl.
It makes my skin crawl, and I love it.
I mean, that's why you see those movies, because they're not afraid to go there. I mean, have you seen the first one or the David Fincher one?
The first one.
There are some very very uncomfortable scenes
and I
in that
haven't
movie.
read the books. They're just not when you have characters that are that emotionally damaged and have had that much abuse and stuff done to them. It hurts my soul, and so I try not to watch stuff like that.
Your empathy is preventing you from experiencing some pretty good movies.
Yeah, I can't. I will internalize it and I will think about, and that will carry that with me. So I got to be very careful.
Good. That's a good thing.
I don't want to carry that darkness, though. It's not like it's a positive, fun thing. It's just, it's so sad and abusive, and I try to really avoid that stuff. But that doesn't mean that other people who maybe also like murder shows and stuff on TV wouldn't enjoy this as well. Yeah,
for sure.
There's definitely an audience for that kind of
I'll see it. I'll see it because, like with anything, I try not to put too much, make up my mind too much based on the trailers.
Yeah. True.
But although this one looks to me like I could stomach it better. The one with the David Fincher one was just way too.
Well, that's a David Fincher too. That's right up his alley.
Yeah. Like that. I couldn't do that one. But this one looks like it tones down a lot of like her abuse, and she's more of a fighter in this one, trying to figure out stuff.
Yeah. I mean, because it's hard to explain because I don't know this story because it wasn't written by the original guy, so I don't really know what's going on with it. I don't think they're gonna show a lot of her abuse because a lot of it all happened when she was, before the first one actually starts. You kind of hear about it in flashbacks or her, things like that. So she's more or less come out of that, but she's always gonna carry it with her.
Yeah.
And so her whole character is, trying to prevent that from happening to other women. But I do wonder how much more they can develop her as a character with this story that hasn't already been covered in the original films or the David Fincher movie.
This is also a different director, different.
No, it's a different everything.
So it's like, how are you gonna continue it from the first one, or are you gonna like just start from here and then just try to give enough background on her and make us feel connected to her that way?
Maybe that's what was kind of rubbing me wrong about the trailer is everybody involved in it is different creatively.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the trailer was trying so hard to emulate the David Fincher look and tone. Claire Foy kind of seemed like she was just trying to do the Rooney Mara Elizabeth because I don't know. I guess I expect them to maybe find a different take on it, but then on the other hand, it's like, how many different ways can you tell this sort of very specific tone story?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, we'll see. Like, I think this one is definitely like the biggest mystery for us. how good this will be, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There's definitely a core audience though, and there's a lot of like older adults that do like movies like this. So I think
and it's going to be very, very topical too.
Yeah, and as long as it doesn't
Me Too and everything.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't come out at Christmas like the David Fincher one did. I think that really ruined its chances. It probably could have done better. If
Maybe
no one wants
I
to
saw
go.
it Christmas Day and it was great.
Yeah, but you were like, you and maybe only a handful of other people. Really, no one wanted to take families on Christmas to that.
This one is coming
Unless
around
you're-
Thanksgiving, so that's a little better.
Unless you're rotten to the core.
At least I think it's Thanksgiving.
I would have liked it.
Heartless.
I would have liked it to be around Christmas. The David Fincher one's like snowy and it was perfect.
Do you think that was their meeting? They were like, when should we release
There was-
this?
Well, there's
Definitely
snow in the
red and
movie.
white.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas Day.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, all
Good
that
work,
blood in the
guys.
snow. It's like red, decking the halls.
Yeah, it's festive.
Yeah,
red's a Christmas color, sure.
that's right. Red and snow.
Yeah, who know? I don't know what they were thinking with that. That was a weird release.
I think they were just trying to.
I think they were just kind of. I mean, David Fincher was on top of the world after Social Network was like a huge awards thing, so they were probably just banking on this being, another.
That was after Social Network?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Social Network was 2010. That was 2011, I think.
Oh, I was thinking it was before. Okay.
No. So I think what I got from
Yeah,
it, because,
okay.
it had the TV spots that cover the screen with all the quotes and the 5-star reviews and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was just they were trying to give an awards season push, but nothing really happened. I mean,
Right.
Rooney Mara got nominated for Best Actress, as she well should have, but I just don't think it turned out the way they planned.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Maybe this reboot, sequel, whatever thing will help revitalize that.
Yeah. And again, I really hope that Claire Foy can carry the mantle. And I'm not doubting her. Just saying, based on the trailers, it's like, okay, I want to see more context. I want to see how she performs Elizabeth in different scenarios, other than just the badass actually confronting the evil guy.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't mind a little more of that as
Because
well.
a lot of Elizabeth comes in, she's incredibly secluded, withdrawn, highly introverted. I want
Right.
to see that stuff, not just the cool stuff.
Yeah, teaming up with someone to do
Mhm.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally wanted that too.
Well, it sounds like you guys will go see that, and I
Yeah.
will go see Grinch.
Perfect.
But happy, lovey things in my heart. I sound like so, I don't know, innocent or something. I do like adult movies.
I like dark things.
I do like dark things.
I like everything. I don't know. I don't think of different types of movies being, oh, that's not really for me, or that's definitely for me. Because I'll see everything and just try and see it on its own terms.
Yeah,
There's
you
just
will,
different types of
Mandy.
movies that, I watched it again last night. Oh my God, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love it so much more now. I mean,
Now that you've savored it,
I
another
already
time.
loved it. And then, being able to see it again, knowing what the pace was like.
Yeah.
Whew, it's definitely one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah, I can watch most movies. There's always an exception where I'm like, I know this isn't in my wheelhouse, so I'll just probably skip out on it. But for the most part, I always try to have an open mind and see multiple different kinds of stories.
That's the
'Cause
best. That's the
you
best
never
way to
know what
approach
can
it.
surprise you. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I like lots of stories. I'll never turn down a story. So like the Lisbeth Salander story, if I can just read it in black and white.
If you can read the Wikipedia summary.
Yeah, I would be fine. I'd be like, oh, that's her story.
That's
Just
not the story.
simple, cut and dry. But it's like the visual of it that is.
You mean the
just so-
story?
What?
You mean the story
No,
part?
the visual.
The
part.
emotional journey, the actual
I don't-
story.
I don't want the emotional journey. I just want the bare facts. She
But don't
did this,
you-
this, and this.
but don't you visualize what happens when you're reading something?
Yeah, it's a lot easier on me though than actually I don't know.
I just like to find out about this fictional character I've never heard about, and then know that in their own fictional story, everything works out, and then I'm happy.
Haven't you ever read a news article in
Yes,
the
of course,
paper
of course.
online, but then you see the video of it, and it's so much more powerful.
Yeah.
There's something about video and seeing something and taking in the visuals of it that
Absolutely.
actually stirs
Mhm.
your emotions, and
That's
it has
true.
more of an impact than just by reading it and creating your.
True,
For
because when
yourself.
you
So you're just afraid to go there emotionally a lot of the time.
Yeah, I don't want to put that on me. Like I know I'll go there, and I just I'm
Ooh,
like,
that's
no.
what I live for. I love it.
I think that helps make great storytelling, honestly, for a movie standpoint. Like, I think that just helps, like, if not only visually, but like as you're hearing it, like it just impacts you and gets you feeling things
that's the
you
thing
don't
that film
feel,
can do that no other medium can do.
Yeah, I mean, they have to make the movie well in order to do that. Like, but when they do, it works for me.
FYI, that's one reason why social media is moving to just video, because they get more clicks because you're more able to react emotionally. So
Yeah.
That makes
you're
perfect
being
sense.
manipulated more
Like,
visually.
Good points.
I mean, people like
sure.
even in the movie 8th grade, and everybody's like, "Well, you still use Facebook?" It's like, what? Like, when did Facebook become outdated? It's like because
It's all about Instagram. They don't even
Instagram.
want words; they just want pictures now.
pictures
true.
and pictures and short little clips.
Yep.
Yeah, I see myself floating more towards Instagram than Facebook now.
I don't even have an Instagram.
Get on board, man.
I don't have anything to share.
I don't know what else to say.
I find that, and this is just me personally, but I can type out something like a status update on Facebook, and it's like really fun, and it takes 2 seconds. It is so much more work for me to like snap a picture and then edit it, and then like be like, "Is this the shot
I'm
I
just
want?"
far more
Right.
articulate with words, and
Me too.
I don't know though. Pictures worth
Twitter.
1,000 words. Pictures worth 1,000 words.
Yeah, but Twitter's boring too.
I never had Twitter either.
I don't.
You don't need to.
I don't think anybody needs it.
No,
It's done nothing but horrible things
weirdly
for
powerful.
society.
Yeah.
And it's just a blue bird, and it's weirdly powerful.
It's so weird to me that all different people of all different ages, status, whatever, will just deadpan the phrase like what? Just the word tweet to me. It sounds funny. It still sounds like childish, but you'll see people like CEOs or even the president just saying the word tweet or tweeting. It's like I just can't
You're
take
just
it
like,
seriously.
really?
It just sounds so silly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's not, I guess.
No. So I think I'm at a weird age where I'm not so much into like the Instagram crowd, but I'm not into the like Twitter crowd either. I still am like team Facebook.
I've just never been into any of it, really.
No.
I don't know.
It takes a lot
probably
of
healthier
It takes
that
a lot
way.
of effort, and I'm just too lazy.
I just watch movies.
Yeah, just live your life,
Yeah.
watch some movies. Everything will be fine.
You have all your emotional experiences within a movie. You don't need to go on social media.
That's true.
No, I don't care about other people's immediate emotional responses unless it's towards a movie, and it's a good and it's a good response. I don't need to hear those bad responses.
Yeah, totally.
No. You'll start caring though more about family and their events, and I do like it, social media, because I have friends all over the world, and that is the way I keep up with their lives.
I don't want to sound like that
Yeah.
hashtag deep guy who's like social media is pure evil.
No.
Like we need to get back to nature. It's like no,
As you tweeted.
It's here to stay, and it should,
Right.
but we're just as a whole, people are just coming to terms with actually what it is and what it brings with it. And people aren't very good at figuring things out as a whole very quickly. So we're just going through this horrible, awkward figuring it out period.
I find that people like to think they're critical thinkers, but they're not. Like, critical thinking is pretty rare.
That was hashtag deep, guys.
Yes.
Great
What
work.
a way to end this podcast.
Yeah, it's very informative. We covered lots of topics.
We did. All because movies bring out those emotions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We
It's a
love our
beautiful thing.
industry. So, some good trailers. We'll be back at the
And
end
on
of the
Friday,
week.
we'll come back with a few other stories.
Yeah,
More industry related, probably.
we do. We have some thoughts on some industry changes coming up.
Potential partnerships.
Yeah, and we're just kind of watching. And
Great tease.
then hopefully
Stay
one of us will
tuned.
get to see House with a Clock in the Walls.
Yeah.
I just love Jack Black, so
Who doesn't?
he's making a comeback.
He is. Tenacious D's making a comeback, too.
Are they?
He is touring again with Tenacious D.
Good.
Are they gonna? They're not gonna be around here.
convinced.
I'm happy for the guy.
Did you ever
Live your
listen
life.
to Pick a Destiny?
Yeah, I mean, I listened to it as much as the next person.
I was so obsessed with Pick of Destiny between like 6th and 7th grade, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, me
I was
too.
like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a movie with this much cussing before. I feel like I'm such a rebel. That was the extent of my rebellious phase. Watch Pick of Destiny
The
at my friend's
occasional
house.
Tenacious D song.
This is so vulgar.
That's amazing.
I'm so bad.
That's amazing to me. That's awesome.
So innocent.